Hello, everybody. Welcome to this Xbox Life episode 355. Just one more delay. Just one. Just one more delay, guys. Is that okay? Can we do just one more delay?
Only once.
I'll be with you in just a moment, okay?
Okay. So I am one of your hosts, Brun BJ Swick33. Along with me is Mark Wingman 709, who is
Hi, everybody. Oh,
and, Yep. We're trying to get through the first 30 seconds. And then Rob, also known as Presar. How are you, Rob?
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm doing well, thank you.
So, for everybody listening to us, quick announcement: you're hearing our wonderful voices in your ears. We also stream live on Twitch every Wednesday at 10 p.m. So if you'd like to see us and watch us and do all that fun stuff and chat along, join us at that time. So, how are you guys doing? It's been a week.
One whole week.
One whole week.
Feels like it's been about 7 days, man.
Oh,
yeah,
boy.
I know.
Hell yeah.
Do I have fun gaming stories for you? So.
Oh, excellent.
Hell.
Yeah. Well, I will when I get around to explaining what I've been playing this week. But first, we're going to let Rob go.
What?
Yeah, you go. What have you been playing?
Oh, couple of things. First of all, I picked up Submerged. I was actually really looking forward to this game because it's done by some of the people that did BioShock.
Okay.
And it looked really interesting from the trailer. You're this girl that's trying to save her brother who's sick from something. You're on a boat. You're kind of both passed out on the boat, and then the boat's going through this submerged city that's in ruins, and then eventually it hits one of the buildings. It kind of like jostles the boat, and the girl wakes up and she goes to try to basically help her brother out. So I'm like, oh, this looks pretty sweet. I like the whole like submerged look of the game, kind of like post-apocalyptic, I don't know, some kind of glacier polar cap melting incident or whatnot. And I was actually quite surprised that whole trailer was like the most interesting part of the game. I played the game and man, was I disappointed.
Oh, jeez.
I did not look into this game at all. It was very much a impulse buy.
Mm-hmm.
And man, I did not understand what this game was about. And it was such a letdown. I tried to play it a couple of times and I have absolutely no desire to play it. I think I'm actually going to read a couple reviews on it to see if the game continues to be like what I've experienced so far. And I'll go into detail on that in a second. And if it's the same, I mean, I'm done with this game. I'm actually going to uninstall it from my Xbox One to redeem the space that it took up.
Definitely and not happy then, are you?
It was such a letdown. I mean, it was out of all of the games that I've gotten so far in the last year and a half for the Xbox One, it's the first game that I can honestly say that I really regret buying. I can usually find some redeeming point in most games to make them like, yeah, it's okay. I'll enjoy it. This one, it's just not my thing at all. So what this game turned out to be, if you haven't really looked into the game at all, if you watched the trailer and maybe you thought it was interesting, then maybe this will save you from falling into the same trap that I did. And that's the trailer. I don't recall it giving away any of the gameplay, and it looked cool. I mean, the trailer is basically the beginning part of the game because it plays that same trailer or that same video when it starts the game. At that point, what you're supposed to do basically is go to the different buildings and find different items to like, help your brother or whatnot. And what the game basically turns out to be is you play as that little girl, you jump in a boat, you go to a building, and then you climb the outside of it. So the whole game is basically trying to navigate ledges and balconies and foliage on the side of the buildings, and you're basically just scaling these buildings. And that's it. I mean, other than that, I mean, it was not fun at all. It's literally like, okay, I'm going up, these ledges, and okay, that can go over to the side over here along this ivy or whatever it is, these vines that are hanging on the sides. Okay, then I can go up some kind of pipe or downspout and get to this ledge. And hey, I'm stuck. I can't go any higher. Okay, let me climb down. Okay, where can I branch off somewhere else? Oh, okay, I can jump over to this ledge that I didn't see before. And I can climb up again. And hey, it takes me to a different balcony. It's still not where I need to be. And I mean, you just repeat that. I mean, it's okay. I'm going to do something I never did before. This game is lame. Okay. That is my official stance on it. I think it costs like $15, maybe 20, 10, 15, 20. It was something like that. I don't even remember. You're better off buying 2 Big Macs with that money. All right. Don't bother.
Yeah, I've never seen or heard Rob so passionate about not liking something.
No, I mean, it was such a letdown. I mean, it was not.
It's $20 too.
20?
Oh my god!
Not worth 20. Not worth 20 at all.
What was it? What's a review?
Games for Gold next month. You watch, you'll be even more mad.
Actually, even if it's Games with Gold next month, save the hard drive space. I don't care if you have 3 terabyte free like I do. Take it off the hard drive. Let it sit empty. Don't use those bits for this game. I mean, it was such a letdown.
So
the first and only
Submerged.
Yeah, Submerged
by Uppercut Games.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
IGN's.
I think by Menon.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Said by. That's the first thing that came into my mind.
IGN's rating 6.8. So
I would give it on a 10 scale. I would give it a 2.
Wow. Okay.
And that's just because the trailer looks good and they're good at deceiving you with the trailer. They get points for being deceptive.
Wow.
Gotcha.
Okay. Moving on. The other thing that I played, that's I guess worth mentioning, is The Adventures of Pip. So this is a game. It's, I believe, going to be out It's going to be out on Friday. It's not yet released on Xbox One. But this game is actually pretty decent. It is classic.
Better than Submerged?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Don't get it started.
So, Adventures of Pip is... It's like all of those games that I used to really like that are like old school Nintendo style games that they still have in a 3DS occasionally nowadays. But it is a classic old school platformer style. It's not really RPG, but it's a classic old school platformer where, there's an evil something that comes in and, rains on everybody's parade, and then you're like the character that's going to save everybody. And it's got all of the typical stuff that you expect in those games, where you see the text scrolling as like the bad guy talks, and then you hit the A button to continue like the next page. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Like the old school Nintendo stuff.
Yeah.
And it's actually a really, really well done game. It's, again, I just want to mention that it is totally old school. So if you like those style games, if you want something fresh and new in the old style of making these games, this one's definitely worth checking out. The premise is basically like there's this witch or this evil queen Res something. Anyway, she came in, rained on everybody's parade, and then Pip is a single pixel, and there's almost like a class structure here. So the people that are more off higher in stature, they have more pixels, they're drawn better. And Pip is just a single pixel. And then throughout the game, he evolves. So he gets more pixels, gets better resolution. It's just something really fresh, done really nicely. However, in like an old school way, definitely check this thing out. Much better than Submerged. Actually, after Submerged, there's only one way to go, and that's up. But
All right.
yeah. So one not so good game and one pretty darn good game for me so far this week. How about you guys?
Mark, go ahead.
What y'all been up to?
Are you sure? I even got it listed there, rant time in my list. So.
Oh no, go ahead, please.
All right.
Let's do it.
All right. I'll save it for the end. But I did play the free game How to Survive Storm Warning Edition on Xbox One.
Oh yeah,
dude, this game I put it on easy, right? I'm playing the little campaign on easy, and it is freaking hard.
Okay, is it hard or is it impossible?
I don't think it's well, there's times I've thought it might be impossible. It's just a really hard game. Like I said, I'm on easy. I've been working through it, but man, I've had to play some stuff over and over, and I think a lot of it is just luck. You've got so many things working against you. You've gotta sleep. You've got to eat. You got to drink water. You got to have your food. You got to find supplies and create weapons, and you better have a flashlight that has a good battery that can last through the night, because it's wow. It's fun. I really like the game.
Really?
But I think they've made it too tough. Even I'm just wanting a nice casual play. I don't mind a bit of a challenge. When I play it on easy, when I'm saying just make this easy, I don't want to get frustrated. I don't want it to be complicated. I don't want it to be that hard. I just want to play, hack up zombies and just kind of have fun.
Right.
I'm having fun, but the game is on its easiest level, and it's a struggle. And it's not just that I'm incapable of playing. I'm sure someone out there be like, "Oh, Wing, you just suck. It's super easy. I flew through it on hard. Blah blah blah. Great, you're a pro. That's awesome. We're all proud of you. Here's a cookie." For me, it's not that experience. It's super hard. Also, I did play online yesterday with Hawk. Him and I were trying to do a challenge, the first challenge, on easy, and together we couldn't get it done. It's just like, and he even made the comment, hard to believe this is on easy. He's like, can you imagine trying to do this challenge on hard? And I'm like, no, because it feels like it's already on hard. And we attempted it like 5 times. It's just, oh my goodness, it's tough. It's a tough game. It is fun though. I really enjoy it. I just wish that easy was actually easy. So, and just for the record, that's not my rant. It is a fun game. It's free. This is the type of stuff I like. I really enjoyed this. I really do enjoy the game. I'd like to see more stuff like this. These kind of action games that are just good, fun games to play coming to Games for Gold. So, also, I played some more World of Tanks. I'm enjoying that game too. That is a fun game. I do like it. I gave Trivial Pursuit Live a lot of attention earlier in the week. Pretty much got all the achievements that I'm even going to attempt in that game. Some of those are going to require you to play like probably 100 hours of Trivial Pursuit, and I'm like, yeah, that's not going to happen.
Have you put any money into World of Tanks?
No.
No, just wondering.
I don't plan to.
Okay.
So, all right, here we go.
All right.
I'm gonna. It's been long enough now that I think I can probably do this rant without using any adult language.
Yes, please. We don't want it to turn into another Rob.
Oh my god! I like raging the other last beginning of the week.
It's been so long since you did a rant. I can't wait. I've been missing them.
No, I'm gonna try to do this very adult-like, as in not throwing a temper tantrum. But this frustrates me that I even have to say this, because I have talked this game up from the day it came out, and that's Sunset Overdrive. Now, I have played it. I have loved it. I got probably 100 hours into the game. I bought the season pass. I couldn't get enough of it. I loved it. I even enjoyed the pretty craptacular multiplayer that most people didn't like. I still actually enjoyed it, and I was kind of defending it. I do wish they had a mode where you could just play like a defend with your buddies. That would have been a lot of fun. I can't believe they didn't. You have to do all these other things to get to that point. Like, why can't we just play a defend mode? It would have been real easy to put in. It's already there. But my problem with this game came with the final DLC pack. And I have, pretty much done everything in the game that I could. Some of the challenges and stuff I just couldn't seem to get past. But I was loving the game, and I played every DLC as soon as it came out. Well, this third one has sat uncompleted for a very long time. So this past week, I was like, all right, let me go see if I can finish this thing. It's, I got stuck in one spot, and it really irritated the snot out of me. So I'm like, it's been a long time. Maybe someone's got to walk through so I can see how to get through this DLC for Sunset Overdrive. And so I did find someone who did it and had completed it. And I actually learned something that I was not aware of previously. So I'm like, oh, okay, that's good. So I was actually able to get past that. I think it took me 2 or 3 attempts, but I got it. And I was so happy. I was like, oh, thank goodness. Now I can move on. Well, the very next thing they make you do is even worse. It's like this idiotic level design that these guys, I feel like they did it just to make people mad. It's like, it was just like so sadistic. And then I finally got through that, and I was furious. I was throwing the control. I was so angry. I'm like, and it's more out of, I loved this game. I wanted to finish this DLC because I wanted to play it, and all along it's had a great story, and it was like this third piece just blew. It's just like, the story is so stupid. It doesn't make any sense. I don't even know why I'm doing what I'm doing. So I finally got through that. I had to go look online, see how people are doing it, and then trying to replicate the same thing. And so then I get past that. So I'm like, okay, I got to be really close to the fight, and I got to be near the end. Nope. They throw one more freaking thing at me. And all it is like jumping from, it's like, oh, all of a sudden you're in a computer, or you're inside your Xbox. Like, that's the story. Oh, I got to format my hard drive, Xbox format. And, and you're like, your character's calling out to your Xbox, which is so retarded. It was funny in the original when they were like, oh, Xbox, record this, because it was like you're about to do something. I thought it was humorous. But here now, at the final part of this last DLC that they're putting out, now you're inside and everything's all pixelated like Tron from the 80s or something, and you're jumping on these blocks. And that's all it is. You're jumping from the blocks. You're supposed to defrag the hard drive, right? And to wipe out something. I don't even know, because it's stupid. And it's like, I'm just doing this. It's like, but as you jump on one, it goes down, and you got to land on all the green ones. If you land on the red one, or you fall into the lava pit at the bottom. I didn't know there was a lava pit inside my hard drive of my Xbox. Maybe that's why it's so friggin' hot.
Surprise.
So, and then you die. So you got to constantly jump from green to green as all these things are falling. And then on top of it, all of a sudden, like the computer's like, oh, this one's corrupted. And just as you're about to land on it green, it flips to blue. You land on it. And in this bar you're trying to build by landing on all these green ones, oh, well, now you're going back down the other way because you landed on the wrong color. But it's because it changed two freaking microseconds before you landed on it. So, oh my gosh. And then you get almost to the end, and it's like that green bar stands there. As I'm bouncing green to green, it doesn't progress. I knock out the last few, and all of a sudden, the only one I can jump on is way across the other end of the screen, and you can't get to it. And it's just over and over. So, essentially, it was luck-based. There must have been a pattern you had to follow. Otherwise, you'd end up like on the opposite end. And it was just repetition. It's just like, we're going to make people do this level 80, 90 times, and then we'll just, oh, okay, well, you've done it enough. We'll let you pass now. That's what it was. That's what it felt like. It was just so infuriating. And I'm just like, why? I think that what makes me so upset about it is that this was a fantastic original story. Original game is fantastic. The first 2 DLCs were a lot of fun. I don't know what they did. It's like, did they outsource the 3rd DLC to somebody else? Because it didn't even have the same feel or flavor of the original game, Sunset Overdrive. So,
Sunset Overdrive.
So I'm just like, it was just, I was more mad that a game that I loved just went down this, we're out of ideas, let's just do something stupid.
That's what it sounds like. They were out of stuff to do.
Oh, and it's just like, let's just torture the heck out of the gamer. So, I mean, it had me so angry. I'm like, if they came out with a Sunset Overdrive 2, I probably wouldn't even buy it now. It was that bad. I'm like, this was just horrible. So anyways, enough of that. But I did finish the darn thing, and I'm done. Never to go back to it again. I took it, I unpinned it, and actually thought about uninstalling it. I was going to pull a Rob there and remove it just to get some space back, because I'm like, I'm not playing it again, and that was the final DLC. They're not making any more from what I've read. So, and I sure as heck wouldn't pre-order any DLC or buy it until I heard from other people that it wasn't a repeat of that crap they did with the 3rd one. But just frustrating, sad. But that's what I played this week. So,
all right.
Oh, and somehow I should have got the picture up. Somehow in our Facebook group, someone said I had another accomplishment this week. It said on Xbox Live that I was playing 2 games at once.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
I'm like, how did I do that? So I don't know. I must have had like Solitaire on my Windows 10 up, and I was playing on my Xbox or something. So I thought I was playing 2 games at once.
Yeah, their comment was like, wow, I can only handle 1.
Yeah.
Well, I am the wingman.
Nice.
The way I roll.
Yeah. So for me this week, some DLC came out for one of the coolest games ever, which is Rocket League. So I bought the DLC and played a little bit of that. And then Divine Fire 7 hopped in to Destiny when I put out the call for help to run a level 35 Prison of Elders on Destiny. And
that game.
Sorry, what was that?
That game cannot be discussed in this show anymore.
Yeah, sorry. And Mark, we were talking about you cutting out and stuff. You are still cutting out during this show as well. I know. We're going to figure out what, maybe it's a Skype thing, because I don't, either when Rob's talking or even when Rob talks, it drains you out. So I don't think it's anything on my end. But, all right. So he came in. My buddy was supposed to come in. And he was like, I'm going to be another hour. So Divine brought in one of his buddies, and we started Prison of Elders. So first 3 sections, we knocked them out real quick. Boom, boom, boom. Didn't have any issues or anything like that going through that. Okay, the 4th one rolls around, and I think we had to play that level maybe a dozen times. Kept having to defuse mines or kill. We had to kill an important target. Target runs out with like 2-3 other captains. All of a sudden, they're all over you. They just butcher us every time. And eventually, we got to the point. I was like, you know what? Because I ran a Titan this time. I said, I'm going to run over to the door. I'm going to pop my bubble right on the door when he walks out.
You're going to burst your bubble?
Yeah, when he walks out, he's going to be blinded, and they kind of stop and cover their eyes or whatever and stagger. Well, what happens is the first captain that runs out, he staggers and doesn't bother anybody, but the guy that was doing it, he just runs right through it like nothing's wrong with him, which was not fair. But we end up getting him down and getting through the fourth one. I was like, thank goodness. So it maybe took 30 minutes to get through the first 3. It took like an hour and 20 minutes, let's say, to get through the 4th round. And then it was the 5th round. Probably did the 5th round maybe 10 times. Probably another hour and a half into it. Finally got through the 5th round because it was a boss fight that they just kept spawning ads all the time. And then once you get through the first 5, then you finally get to fight Skolas, which is the whole point of this 35 Prison of Elders. So Skolas, and what he does is, for the first 25% of his health, you have to go kill these servitors. They're like white. You shoot them, and for like 16 seconds, he's able to be injured. So what you do is you're shooting him as you're running around the map, trying not to die, because obviously they're all 35s. And once you get him down 25%, then what he does is he gives you like this poison. Okay, so what happens is somebody randomly gets picked, and then a countdown starts. And if the countdown hits 0, then that person who is poisoned dies, unless somebody takes it off of him. So somebody has to run over, grab the poison off the person. Now, the person you grab it off of is immune for like 35 seconds or something like that, so they can't take it back. You have to get the third person to take it back. Oh, there's a chat. You have to get the third person to take it back. And once the third person takes it back, or takes it, and then, you cycle around. So the whole time you're doing this, now, when you hit the 75%, he could be injured at any time, given this point. So if you get him, when you get him down to 50%, then you have to go disarm 3 mines. So you are thrown out in the middle of every ad out there, because if you're not killing them, they're just bunching up on you. And trying to shoot him, and trying to disarm mines, and not trying to die. And then at 25%, he pops out mines again, and then you got to run and do 25 mines, and then, you can kill him. But this whole time, for 75% down to 0, you're cycling through this poison. I think we probably played Skolas probably around 8 to 9 times. And one time we had him down to like 1 hit left, and we all died. Or we couldn't get the mine or something. I can't remember what it was. But on multiple occasions, we would get down to the last 25% and not be able to get the mines, because you would jump out and everybody's just hitting you. Everybody's just hitting you. And if one person dies and then the other person's got the poison, then there's only one person left and he jumps out and they'll kill. I mean, it's horrible. I mean, it's hard for a reason, but there's a difference between being like so hard it's miserable, kind of like what Mark's saying in his previous game, and being hard just to, be hard. So going on 4 hours, we're still fighting Skolas, and it's like 1 o'clock, I think, 1 o'clock at night, 12 o'clock at night or something. And the other person that was with Divine's like, hey, I really got to go. So my buddy, who was only supposed to be an hour late, was still around. So I called him like, hey, do you want to jump in at Skolas? And he was going to pop in. But by the time I got a hold of him, the other guy's like, well, I'll do one more. So here we are for the, doing one more. We're doing this. We almost died 10 seconds into it. But we saved it and ended up beating it. And then my buddy was just like, he was next in line, and all of a sudden he's like, you'd beat it, right? When we were just like, we'll give it one more try. But, I almost killed, we got Skolas down to 1 hit, and I had my Gjallarhorn shot, and I misfired and hit the steps, and it almost killed me, and then he killed me, and then the Skolas killed Divine. But Divine rezzed because he was a warlock, and he started just chucking grenades at him and eventually killed him. I was going to be so mad if we lost that one with just, one little thing left because we disarmed the mines and everything. So once I did the 35 school loss, I had to go play some PvP, which is the worst ever. I despise Destiny's PvP, Crucible. It is horrible. Horrible. It's the worst multiplayer game I've ever played. And that says a lot because I've been through Battlefield issues and all that stuff. It's just unbalanced. Just ridiculous. But I did that, and I finally got the year one, all the year one stuff done. So like I'm a whatever their little thing is for being a year one. I put it on our Facebook group out there to show that I finally completed it. What do they call it? I have become a legend. I am a year one legend because I completed all the tasks they had. But that was my Saturday night Destiny, 4 hours to play a level 35 school loss. So, Prison of Elders. So, if anybody ever wants to do it, I know how to do it, but I don't know how much I'll want to go through it again. So.
That's like the what was the Vault of Glass. After I did it one time, I refused to ever do it again.
Yeah.
It's like, forget that.
Yeah,
No
we
way.
can, like, Vault of Glass and Crota, like, a group of friends and I, we can burn through those, like, quick. I mean, it's almost like, we're so used to doing it, and we know, like, where glitches are at and things like that, and it's just kind of you burn through them real fast. That's why everybody can do them every week, because they're not 6-hour events. Like, when you're first doing them and you're not exactly sure what to do, or if you don't have a Sherpa going through with you, it's just a mess, It takes you forever. It's kind of figuring out what you need to do. But this here is it's just painful to be painful, and that's the problem with it. But that's what I played. I know that was a long story too, but I had to go over it. When you play 4.5 hours, 4 to 4.5 hours for one thing, it's crazy. So, but that's it. On to Roundtable, unless you guys got anything else.
Wow, that was a very long what we've been playing.
I know. That's all right. We got only a few things to discuss today, so we had some time to share. So, but all right. Well, I do have a couple things before we do Roundtable. First one is patreon.com/thisxboxlife if you want to become a patron to the show. And also twitchalerts.com/donate/thisxboxlife if you like to throw out a tip. Multiple ways to support the show if you enjoy what you hear and or see. So, all right. First one. Basically the reason why we named the show this. Do you want to go over it, Mark? Did you read through the story? I read through it. Did this come out today or did it come out yesterday?
I think it was a day or two ago, I believe.
Yeah.
The story was published yesterday. Yeah, this was yesterday.
Yesterday. Yep. Oh, go ahead. I'll let you go through it.
Oh, it's just the note that was it Rainbow Six Siege was originally planned to be released. Hopefully, everybody can hear me without me cutting out.
Yep.
You probably don't want me reading these. It was supposed to come out October 13th, and now they've stated it's going to be delayed until December 1st. So it's only about a 6-week delay. Not a long time, but it is delayed nonetheless. They stated that, let's see, the closed beta is still going to start on September 24th. And it's just going to give them additional time to do some further testing and polish on the game. So they hated to do it, but they want to make sure that essentially that I get a good polished game. So, and since it's completely online.
Are one of you guys watching a video or something?
Yeah, I hear a video as well. Might have auto started if you're reading off of like IGN or something.
I had it paused.
Okay. Yeah, they do that all the time.
Sorry.
So, oh, no problem.
So yeah, it's just that there's been a delay in the game. So but it's not a long one, and I would say it's probably going to hold December 1. It's just additional 6 weeks.
Yeah, it's they mentioned polish. And they mentioned, to do things, what feedback and stuff they were getting. But my thing is like, well, is the feedback that they're getting and the changes they're making going to be in the beta, or are we going to get the beta and have the same complaints, if there are any? It's one of those things. It's just weird. Maybe they moved it to get out of the way, because I think they were coming out. What was around those guys? What games were around Siege?
Oh, I'd have to look it up.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe they might have bumped out just to get out of the way of Siege, but there's something coming in early December, and I can't remember what it was either. There's just so many things coming out. But I know Halo and Battlefront are coming out close together. But the thing is, like, I had Siege on my list. I was buying Halo, I was going to buy Siege. I was questionable on Star Wars Battlefront, but now the thing is like, they pushed themselves out. Now I might as well just do Battlefront, and now I'm going to hold off on Siege. Like, literally, they lost, I don't want to say officially lost money, or that I'm not going to buy it, but it's like, as of right now, if I could only do 2 games, for the first couple, these last months of the year, now they knocked themselves out of a sale by delaying. So,
well, they weren't competing against anything. In October, you've got Rock Band, Darksiders 2, Transformers, and Wasteland 2, Guitar Hero, and Adventure Time. So Assassin's Creed Syndicate at the end, that was October 23rd, so they would have been out a full 10 days prior to that. And then Halo 5 Guardians was October 27th. So they would have been out ahead of time. Now in December 1st, they're coming out again the same day as Just Cause 3 and Trackmania Turbo, which won't be an issue, but excuse me, Just Cause 3 is coming out the same day. And now you're following Star Wars Battlefront, Fallout 4, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Call of Duty 3, Halo 5,
Yeah.
Now you're after everybody spent their money. It might not have been a smart decision for them.
Yeah. You know what's going to come next? Just one more delay. Just one more delay. We're going to push out to January now.
Yeah.
That maybe that's that's what's going to happen. I don't see it coming out December. I don't know what they were. They said it's they put out one of those like, well, with it was a hard, tough decision. Was it hard and tough because you didn't want to move out, so now you're back behind those? Because to me, it was just like, it had to be something bad. Like, something didn't work.
Yeah, I would agree, because of the fact that, these companies are driven by money. And for them to say, okay, let's push our game to, right now we're in front of all the big titles. So let's go after all the big titles. That is, they're gonna lose money. I would expect they will have fewer sales by releasing after all those other games come out. It's just, it really shocks me that. So it had to be something huge, because if it was just like tweaking or making something look prettier, there's no way they would have released it on time, and then you patch it or you add it into a game update. Right. Now you've got everybody playing, and so something had to be broke.
Right. Agreed.
So, and is it, but then you look at it from our standpoint, I mean, we should be happy as gamers that they're not going to put out a broke game.
Right.
However, as gamers who buy a lot of games, is it going to impact people who are probably going to buy, like I said, you're going to pick up the Halo, maybe the new Need for Speed, Call of Duty Black Ops, Rise of Tomb Raider, Fallout 4, Star Wars Battlefront. That's 6 games right there. Now you're releasing on the same day as Just Cause 3, which is a big game. That's 7 games you now are, 6 releasing before you, 1 on the same day. That is going to be, I think your sales are going to, I would expect them to take a hit.
Right. Same.
But you never know. That's the last big game right before the holidays, I think.
No,
yeah.
When's Mad Max come out? You were talking about that.
That comes out like in 2 weeks.
Are you getting it?
I've decided against it.
Okay.
I I want to get it, but I'm afraid I'm gonna make another bad decision. I've already had 2 games I bought this year that I wasted my money on. I don't want to make a third one, so
Yeah.
gonna skip it.
Yeah. Well, to answer a question like,
Sherry wants to buy it. I'm all for that.
So as far as Siege or whatever, and not moving the demo or the beta or whatever, that beta has been built for a very long time. It's probably the same thing that they've been putting out show after show after show that a lot of people's been playing. So as far as like it being broken and why would they not move the beta, type of question is because it's already done. So that's why I'm wondering, like, sorry, go ahead.
I mean, I'm sorry. I shouldn't be interrupting when my audio cuts out. My thought is they want to gather, they want a lot of people on there playing so they can gather that net code and stats
Right.
to put into the final release. But
yeah, it is just interesting because that's kind of why I asked that question when we first started talking, is are they putting something in or changing something major that what we're going to be playing is not what we're going to be getting. So it's like we're getting a false thing. And I've seen other companies do that, like, DICE with Battlefield. They put out a beta or whatever, everything was fine, and said it was broken for 7 months after it released. So I don't know. Maybe they'll delay again. But so, Rob, are you getting it?
I don't know. I'll probably get it when it goes on sale later on, but I probably won't get it up front right when it releases.
Okay.
I mean, the other thing too, Brian, are you planning to get it?
Well, I was, because it was going to be the next. I got Dishonored, which comes out this coming week. I was going to play that until it came out, and then also pick up Halo. And then my question mark was actually Battlefront. But now the thing is now it's kind of like, well, I got Halo and Battlefront. Now the question mark is, do I pick up Siege in December? Like, I do know I want to get, like, Terrorist Hunt is really, when they said that's in there, it's really got me wanting to get it because I want to have that feeling again that when we played Terrorist Hunt all the other times. So,
But that thing is you're going to buy it just for Terrorist Hunt. There's no campaign.
I don't care.
See, that's why I won't buy it. There's no campaign.
Yeah.
I love the campaign of Rainbow Six Vegas 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And, I even played the campaign on that crap Lockdown, Rainbow Six Lockdown.
Yeah, but this isn't Vegas. This isn't Rainbow Six Vegas. This is Siege.
Still a Rainbow Six game, and they've always had campaigns.
The first one didn't.
Well, well, okay.
I understand what you're saying, though. I do. I don't.
I love it. This is Counter-Strike. That's all this is.
Yes.
With a sidebar of Terrorist Hunt, which I loved Terrorist Hunt, but I'm not paying $60 for Terrorist Hunt because I won't play the main game is what this was designed for. So, anyways.
Yeah, I mean, it's still it's one of those question marks, for me. But I think Battlefront. I think I might be talked into Battlefront, and Halo's is a auto purchase. So, but all right. So next thing we got here is the August update. So when is this actually releasing? And is it something that we already have?
I believe this is already. It said it started rolling out on yesterday, so this started rolling out yesterday.
Okay.
So, yep.
Yeah. So one of the big things that they put on here is 1080p, 60 frames a second game streaming. So you can stream that to a Windows 10 device, so you get your high quality HD streaming. And then you got, let's see, you can right click on one of your friends and select send message or invite to party. Notifications starting today. You can enable, disable notifications. Recently played.
That's on the Xbox app, right?
Yes. Yep. Yeah. These
It's
are
done.
all these starred ones are on the Xbox app. Adding a game to the Xbox app. And a few other updates, and most of the information on this can be found on Major Nelson. So to me, I'm waiting for September. Like, I'm excited to get like the new
Yeah, I'm waiting
stuff.
too.
That's what I'm excited for. So, it's, and really when you're in the preview program, like I think most people, um, it's things that you already have or that you've had for a while. When they come out like, hey, it's finally rolling out, and you're just like, oh, okay, well, I've had these for 3 weeks, but I'm really excited for the new one. That's what I want to do. But
Oh, and by the way, I just checked my Xbox app, and it's version 8.8, and I believe it has these features.
cool. So, all right, I need somebody out there other than myself, because I've tested, to go out and to play a game. It doesn't have to be an Xbox game streamed to your Windows 10 machine. I guess it could be any game on Windows 10. The Windows recorder, game recorder that you can do in the system, it's built in. I can record games just fine, and the quality looks awesome. My problem is I don't get any audio. It doesn't record any of the audio. And I know it's not my setup. Obviously, I have a pretty elaborate setup, for this stuff here, but I hear the sound coming out of the speakers. I pick the right sound card, and it will not record the sound out of there. I don't know if it's just maybe it was an issue or whatever, but I really need to see if somebody else can do it and say, oh, yeah, I have sound. So then at least I know it's not me. So, or I know it's something on my end.
So
What's that?
you're calling for beta testers.
Pretty much.
EXL beta test group.
Yeah.
Vita.
Yeah.
Beta
test group. All right. So, all right. This will be an interesting one.
No split screen for you.
All right. And my buddy talked about this at work too, because we were out walking, and he's like, "Did you read about Halo 5 not having split screen?" And my response was, "So?" And he's like, "Oh man," he's like, that's huge. That's a huge, huge deal to a lot of people." And I'm sitting there and I'm like, "It is?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, I remember back in the college days, that was really the only way you could play." And I'm like, "Well, that's back in your college days, and that's not the only way to play now." It's just, I'm looking, and I understand, if you're in college and you buy one copy of Halo 5 and you're expecting that you and 15 other people get to play the game and have fun times with split screen. But this is now, and they want to sell 15 copies instead of just one. But in my mind, don't most people that are going to be playing Halo 5 actually have their own console? They're not waiting for their buddy to buy it so they can go over to their house every day and spend hours and hours and hours there to play split screen? Or is it just me? Am I the only one that doesn't see this as a problem?
Dude, I find it a big problem. I don't know how I'm supposed to play with my cat. My cat and I were planning to go through and do the campaign like he's done, and now we can't. Now I got to get my cat her own TV, her own console. It's just ridiculous. This is unheard of. I'm actually planning to just go buy the Uncharted PS4 console and just say, screw you, Xbox, I'm out. And this is insane. I'm out, man. Can't even do it anymore. Bye.
Well, the one thing, Mark, is what you could do is, I'm in Ohio, of course, and you're in Arizona. We can play, like, I'll be across the country, and we can just play over this thing called Xbox Live. And you can actually have your full screen, and I'll have my full screen, and we can still play co-op together.
What's this Xbox Live thing?
Yes, so... I mean, what was the last game that did this that they got all worked up about?
You know what? They wouldn't have gotten rid of it. They know how many people play split screen. All that stuff is tracked. It's obviously, and in the article they said, oh, where was the quote? It's what they call non-trivial. So in other words, nobody's doing it.
Right.
And if they put it in, it would impact their ability to push the game further. You still have limits of hardware. When you split the screen, that makes an impact on the resources that are available. Right. Now you're basically doubling the resources to your screen. So it's going to impact the game and what they can do and with the processing power in the back, regardless of how much more powerful the machines are. They are pushing them to do even more. This isn't Halo 1. This is Halo 5 for crying out loud. So right. I think, good on you, sorry.
3 for 3. 3 for 3.
Not good on you to that other company. Good on you, 343, for, pushing a platform forward. I hope they stick to it and don't pull a Microsoft and go, okay, well, no one liked it, so we'll change it for everybody.
Yeah. Oh, we'll just patch it in later or something like that. And then, one person will use it. And I say one person because only one person's going to have the game running and they're going to split screen it. So, yeah, I mean, it's just one of those.
Well, I can't boost achievements unless I can put a second controller. Get a friend.
Yeah. And I mean, it's kind of one of those things. Like, is it one of the things? Well, I don't have internet. I don't have internet. I'm not online, so it's me and my brother. We play it, or we only have one. Okay.
In a submarine.
Okay. If you have children, and you have one Xbox, having both the boys being able to play at the same time, I guess there's a good reason for split screen.
Yeah. Don't give. Like my oldest son loves to play Halo, and we've done the split screen playing together, and now we won't be able to do that, but it's not that big of a deal.
Right.
It's I mean, again, like you said, if you don't have the ability, I don't really have the ability to go buy another one either, but I could. They're not that expensive, and with game sharing, you don't have to buy a second copy of the game. You just got to buy another Xbox.
Right. So, like there I can see, maybe one of the issues or something like that. But like you said, they do the numbers. They know how many people it is, and they decide to make a better experience for everybody instead of sacrificing for everybody for the few. I mean, that's what you're looking at. Now, backlash, it's kind of one of those same things like, oh, let's do a petition on Steam. Like, we're not going to play. We're not going to buy Call of Duty because they don't have dedicated servers. And then you go to the petition on Steam, and it shows you everybody who's playing the game, and it's all the people that founded the petition. They're all off playing the new Call of Duty. So it's just like, don't say you're not going to buy it or whatever. And if you're not going to buy it because of that, then you know what? Speak with your dollar. That's completely your right to do so. But I don't think that's going to make Halo suffer. So, yeah. But, all right. The next thing I'm not 100% sure about, I saw that Sony was doing something similar to this, and it looks like Microsoft just might have followed suit on it. So, any of you guys want to explain this one?
Do you want to, Rob, or you want me to do it?
You go ahead.
All right. So, I don't think these guys are copying Sony because they actually, all statewide, but Press Play, who are the makers of Max, the Curse of the Brotherhood.
Yeah.
Which is a great
game.
And
awesome.
So Kalimba, which I didn't buy. I wanted to, but it just didn't appeal to me. I want Max, the Curse of Brotherhood Part 2. But anyways, they have 3 games that are in prototype. So they've been working on these 3 games. They've got a trailer that you can kind of go see about these 3 games. But they're asking the community to vote on which game gets made. And so the games are Project Dwarka, Project Karoo, and Project Knoxville. Let's see. So, Dwarka, and it's Dwark. That's why I'm saying Dwarka is an action-packed first-person co-op game. Karoo is a physics-based multiplayer construction game, and Knoxville is a third-person multiplayer action survival game. And if you go out to their website, you can see the trailer for each of the three, and then they want you to vote on which game gets made. So I would recommend everybody to listen here to go on out and watch the trailer and pick for your favorite, and we'll see what happens.
Okay. Yeah, when I was reading the tagline and the notes, I was thinking more of like, pick which game you're getting for Games with Gold. That's what I was saying Sony was doing. So sorry, I misspoke. I didn't understand. I was actually designing a game.
So I personally, I would probably, I haven't seen the trailer yet, but based on the descriptions, and I read this article earlier in the week, and I think Knoxville is the one that kind of sounds a little bit more up to my speed. Not the construction game, but maybe Dwarfka or Knoxville. But I got to watch the trailers myself and see what they're showing, get an idea. But I'm definitely gonna vote for one of them. Why not?
Yeah, yeah. The trailer doesn't show a whole lot. It's just basically a developer kind of talking about it, and then I'd call it like the equivalent of like a flash animation. It shows like a little teaser of the game, but who knows what the real deal is going to be like.
Right. So it's just real early stages right now.
Super early.
Kind of cool idea, I think.
Well, actually, I take it back. The last one,
Knoxville.
Yeah, Knoxville. It had more than the others.
Hmm.
A little more than others. I guess that's probably closest to actually working.
Cool. I will have to check that out.
Cool.
All right. Anything else, guys, before we hit community?
Nope.
All right.
Oh, and it wasn't Knoxville. It was Karoo, by the way.
Okay.
That had like a little bit of the game actually shown.
All right. So for community, I'll make this really quick because we didn't get any emails or anything this week. But if you want to look like you're part of the community or show your love for us, you can go to cafepress.com/thisxboxlife and check out what is there for purchase. I think we get like a little kickback or whatever for items that are sold to support the show. You can send us a voicemail to be on the show, and you do that by going to our main site, thisxboxlife.com. Click on the send voicemail on the right, follow the prompts, and boom, you're sending us your wonderful voice that we will put in the show and answer your question. You can hit twitter.com/thisxboxlife to follow us there. Our main area of communication, which is always topics going on, people, I think one of the most recent talks, again, we're talking about routers, is our Facebook group, which is facebook.com/group/thisxboxlife. It seems to be a big topic. Actually, did you guys see that Google is putting out a wireless router?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
A hub or something?
Yeah,
like
something like that.
Something hub.
Yeah, it's interesting. It looks like it's $199. The thing where I started to read up and seeing where it was falling short was the amount of ports that has on it, because it's got one in for your internet and one out possibly for a computer. To me, it's more of like a wireless hub or access point or something like that. I don't know the details on the software as far as ports, forwarding, and things like that, if you get that level of detail. Did look interesting though. But for, I think, main things, like we've had 3 or 4 different topics about routers and stuff in our Facebook group. I personally run a Nighthawk. I think it's like the 1900 or something, 1900E or something. It's their AC router. The thing is a beast. It does a great job, and a couple other people have purchased them recently in our Facebook group and talk about how well they're doing with them. So, yeah, it's cool things like that. Our Facebook group is fantastic. Our community is awesome. So, facebook.com/group/this Xbox Life. Games for the week. Take it away, Rob.
All right. So, a couple of things releasing this week for Xbox One. We have Madden NFL 16 coming out next week on the 25th. Mega Man Legacy Collection, also on the 25th. Dishonored Definitive Edition on the 25th. And this is the one, I think if you have Dishonored, from the 360, you get it half off, so it's only $20. So that's a pretty good deal, I guess.
Yeah, I even got it. I think it was $20 for a limited time or something. That's what I got it for.
Yeah.
I pre-ordered it for $20.
Yeah, I thought you had to have the original or something to get the discount. Anyway, check it out. It's either 20 or 40.
Yep.
And then Gears of War Ultimate Edition, also Adventures of Pip coming out this Friday. And isn't one of the Telltale games releasing this week?
Just did.
The Borderlands one?
I think yesterday.
Is that one?
Yep.
Yeah.
Episode 4.
Yeah, so that's out as well. Yeah. For 360, we have Madden NFL 16 and everyone's favorite game from the favorite movie, Frozen Free Fall Snowball Fight, coming out on the 25th. So a bunch of stuff coming out on the 25th. That's for sure.
Gears is on the 25th unless you could hit the Walmart that started putting it out early.
Yeah.
Always Walmart, man, I tell you. So, but
good old Walmart.
Yeah, but yeah, based on a lot of the comments and stuff from people in the Twitch stream and stuff like that in the chat, I went ahead and did Dishonored, and that's why our background is Dishonored this week. So, I'm very excited to give it a shot because I like these types of games. So, but all right. Anything else, gentlemen?
Nope.
Besides, where can you get those games at, I guess, Rob?
You can get them on Amazon. Make sure to use affiliate link.
Yep.
And support your favorite podcast. Woo-hoo. And also, next time you're on iTunes, just hop on over into the podcast section, do a search for this Xbox Life. Make sure to rate us 5 stars. That helps us move up in the ranks. Do a small little review, if you would, please.
And subscribe.
And subscribe, yes.
Yep. All right. Cool. Well, with that, everybody, I am out. I guess we are out of here, and we will be back next Wednesday at 10 p.m. So with
Eastern.
Eastern time. Yep. With that, I am Brun BJ Swick 33. Everybody, have a good night.
This is Rob, also known as Prestar. Thanks for listening, everybody. Catch y'all next week.
And I'm Mark, aka Wingman 709, taking off.